Welcome back to another plan with me. I can't believe we're about to plan for June. I say this every month, but I don't know where the year has gone. But the reason why I have this planner in front of me is because I decided to use this for my monthly plan. If you've watched past videos, you've seen me go through a few different ways of planning out my month. I used my Patreon calendar. I would print that out and then put that on the wall, but because I don't have a wall behind me, not behind me, in front of my desk anymore, so I don't really feel the need to print it out because I don't have something right in front of me. And so then I started planning on my iPad, but then I found that I don't really check my iPad, even though it's really easy to plan on the iPad. I want something, most of all, that is easy to check constantly because yes, the point is in the planning, but also I need to be able to check it throughout the month to make sure that I'm on track as well. And so I compromised, and I guess it's not really compromised, but I just have realized I haven't been using the month pages in here at all. Like, at all. I think I did it for the first 2 months and then I just never did it again. I definitely didn't do it for March or April. I tried, I stamped it, but part of me felt like I couldn't plan in here because this had to be like the final plan, the final like display. But if I'm not even using it, it doesn't really matter. It's just because I feel like if I plan in here and things change, then it's not really relevant anymore. But again, I'm not even using it. So let's just do a plan in here. As you can see, I've already started just penciling in some things. This is before I even thought to use the month for like the plan, but I guess it was kind of in the back of my mind to use this page because I realized I wasn't using it at all. So I'm pulling up my notes on Notion to see what last month's goals are and to write down this month's goals. So initially how I thought to use this layout was, I don't know what I was going to do here. Maybe monthly stats. Is that what I said I was going to do? Yeah, and then I never actually did it. So Instagram, YouTube, Patreon, but then I have it in my kind of overview planner anyway. And then here I was going to put month goals. So top 3 month goals, because if I give myself too much space, I will just end up writing so much stuff. And then I really liked the space on this side to plan out videos, even though, again, I never used it. What I wrote down for last month's goals was to finish the Sydney market spreads, my market journal spreads, which I'm actually very close to finishing, but technically, no, I didn't do it. To finish the Japan journal, which I did do, to do a Japan journal flip through video, which I did do, and to record an unplanned podcast episode, which I am so happy to say that I have done. If you've been watching these videos, you know how much of a struggle that has been for me, and I feel so happy. Like, that was the highlight of my month, pushing myself to do that because I just felt so relieved afterwards. And even though I put it off for like almost a whole year because I was just so worried and overthinking it, I mean, that was the topic of the episode, that I was overthinking a task like that, even though it was important to me. Once I finally did it, I felt so much better. So I'm happy to report that I have done that for this month and I can tick that off. And my last goal was also to work on new products, but I didn't get around to doing that. So overall, I did 3 out of 5 of my goals. I did make progress on the first goal. So I think overall, a pretty solid month. And the last goal of like working on new products is not too, it wasn't too important of a goal, but I just wanted to write it down so I wouldn't forget. So I'm happy to push that into June's goals. So this month's goals for June is to work on the zine, which I have also written down here in my planner, to finalize the Faded Chronicle planner design because her sample should be arriving soon. We worked on a sample design, and once that arrives, we will do like the final kind of tweaks, designs based on what she thinks of the samples, and work on new products, like I said. And this one's a random one, but I'm putting this as a goal for myself to get to an 80% feedback ratio on NetGalley. And I think I've mentioned NetGalley in my previous videos before, but the recommended ratio for providing feedback for ARC books, which is Advanced Reader Copybooks, I think that's what it stands for, is to get to 80%. Currently, I'm at 52% because I can't help but request new books. I am reading them, but I just keep requesting new books because I keep getting excited. So my goal for June is to get to 80%. at least. I don't know if I can maintain 80%, but it would be nice because right now, yes, I'm hovering around the halfway mark, which is not ideal because I definitely have a lot of books that, I need to read. And I am making good progress. I'm only like pretty much exclusively reading ARC books, so it's not like I'm not reading them. I need to stop requesting new books, basically. So yeah, those are this month's goals, which I think is fairly chill. I am happy with those because one of them, well, two of them are like the big year goals, which you will see when we go over like reflect on the year goals. But work on zine is a massive goal for this year. Same thing with the Unplanned Podcast episode. It was the top two goals that I listed on my goals for this year. So if I can make good progress on the zine this month, it will be a fantastic month. So I don't want to overload myself this month because even though there's not many goals, they are kind of big priority goals and fairly important. So I want to give myself the space to work on those things without being too overwhelmed. I guess let's get into writing down, just like I normally do, the deadlines for my Patreon and any kind of events coming up. There shouldn't be any events coming up, but I know that there is a public holiday on the 9th. I don't really need to write that down. I might be going on an interstate, very, very short interstate trip to visit family, but I'm not sure what day that is. I know I have to catch up with family on one day this month, so again, not sure when that is either. So I probably won't write any social events down because I'm not sure of the dates. So I'll keep that open, but it's not like I'm going to forget because I definitely do use my digital calendar for appointments and social dates more than I do my physical calendar. So I'm going to start by writing down my Patreon tasks, and something that has changed, which I can't show you, but if you remember from previous Plan With Me's, I've been writing weekly updates in on the Wednesday. I've been doing them on the Wednesday, so I do a weekly, which is like a chatty life update, a weekly update, and a journal update. And normally I record them both on the same day and get them out on the same day, and I've been experimenting with actually splitting them up. And so I've been doing my weekly updates on Mondays again, which was the original day, and journal updates on the Wednesday. And so far, that has been working pretty well. So I'm going to write that down. I'm going to stick with that. So I'm going to go with weekly updates on... I'm not sure if I'll do it on the public holiday day, so I'll leave that for now because even though it doesn't affect me directly, it affects my husband. He gets the day off, so I'm not sure what we'll be doing on that day, so I will skip that day to be safe. And then journal updates on Wednesdays. I think someone is mowing their lawn outside right now, which always happens. I swear every time I record, someone is mowing their lawn. So in case you can hear something, that's what that is. Okay, so I would like to... I've already drafted the videos that I want to do. So that'll keep me on track for recording. I think finish Sticker Club. It worked really well this month for May. I mean, I set myself the goal of finishing the Sticker Club a week earlier than I normally do. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry. But if you watched the last video, then you saw I moved my goal of finish Sticker Club to a week earlier and actually worked so much better. I finished my Sticker Club early. Granted, it was like a slightly easier, more fun concept for me, so it was kind of easier to draw already as well, but I felt like I definitely had more time and I wasn't as stressed towards the end of the month, so I'm going to write finish Sticker Club on the Saturday, the second last Saturday. I think I have a business check-in either on the Tuesday or Wednesday, but I'm going to leave that for now. I have the post-it note on the week, so I know that it is for this week, so that's okay. I can always write that in once that's confirmed. And then the next thing is record Dear Diary episode. I like to do that not on a month when I'm working on the sticker club, so I might do it on the 12th. Dear Diary episode might not actually be good this week because I have to film the mid-year Techo Kaigi, so it's a pretty packed week, especially with the public holiday day, if I'm spending that with my husband. So I might, even though I just said I don't like doing it in the same week as the sticker club, I might have to do it. Okay, I'm going to leave the Dear Diary episode for now because I just don't know when I'm going to get a chance to record it. I think I have a post-it note to remind me though, so I'm going to look for that. Okay, I can't seem to find my post-it note, so I'm just going to write down in, I think in this week, the 16th, to just record it. But I'll pencil that in, record DDF, so that I know it's a goal for that week, but I haven't assigned a specific day for it. So I'll just leave that for now. And we will go into a more detailed week plan after this, but I think that's pretty much it actually. Calendar and wallpaper, I like to do a few days before the end of the month, so maybe on the 28th I will do calendar plus wallpaper for Patreon, and then sticker club I believe comes out on the 2nd, but I already have that scheduled, so I don't think I need to write that down. I'm just a little bit like pedantic about writing 2 things in one day. I like to have 1 day per thing just because aesthetically it looks nice, or it's not as squishy. And I don't know, in a way it kind of helps me space out everything so I'm not overloading certain days. But on the 30th I do also have to do the newsletter, so that's not ideal because I have to squeeze it in there, but that's okay. Typically I don't need to write that down as well. I would if this weekly update wasn't in the way, but I'm not going to write it down because that's something I don't forget. The weekly updates I do every week, the newsletters I do every month. That's not something I tend to forget, so I'm going to leave that there. And I guess I'm going to erase this pencil and actually write it in properly with pen. So my number 1 goal was to work on zine. It's a fairly open-ended goal, but as long as I make fairly significant progress that I feel is good progress, then I will consider that goal achieved. The second thing is to hopefully finalize, or at least work on, finalize Faded Chronicle planner design. Third is to work on new products. Not necessarily new, but like kind of outsourcing. So I might put outsourcing. And the 4th goal was the NetGalley one, but I want to stick to just like 3 top goals so that it's just much more focused. Okay, so that is pretty much how the month is looking so far, which is not too bad. No markets coming up. Again, I do have a family kind of a social event. I'm just not sure when, on which weekend day. And I also may be going interstate to visit family. So those are 2 big things that I'm not sure about, but I'm leaving it, kind of up in the air to decide. I also didn't write Dear Diary episode yet or business check-in yet, but I have planned for that in the week. But I think that's okay. It's fairly chill. It's still a like solid month because I have, ongoing month tasks for Patreon. But I feel like there's some breathing room here to work on my goals. So let's go into the week by week breakdown. Again, I use my receipt method. I'm going to show you what I had last month. So it's still technically May. I'm recording this on the last day of May. Actually, I can tick these off. Yay, not tick, but highlight it off. So June planned with me, I'm doing that right now. Work on new products, no. Prep for Happy Mail, yes. Calendar and wallpaper, yes. I have done that. So the only thing I haven't done this week that I planned for was to work on new products. But that is okay. As you saw, I rescheduled that for next month. So the little arrow I use to signify that I have rescheduled it. And the only other things I didn't do were to kind of take photos of new stickers or updated stickers and to backlog my Sydney market journal. This is kind of related, so photograph new products and edit those photos and then work on new products. So not too bad, overall pretty good. The things that I crossed off just means I was meant to do it for that week, but I didn't, so I migrated it to the next week. As you can see here, finish sticker club, but I didn't do it this week, so I moved it to this week. If it has a little squiggly line, means I technically did it in that week, or I made really good progress on it. So I recorded it in this week, but I didn't post it until this week, but I'm just, calling this completed in that week. So that's what my kind of receipt week breakdown method looks like. Let's start with a fresh receipt accordion that I kept from Kmart. How many weeks are we working with next month? Just 4 main weeks actually. So this is already broken down into 5. So I can rip off the 5th one or find a different receipt. Bear with me. Okay, I'm just going to use this one because it is already here. So I'm just going to tear this off and keep that. I write my weekly update notes on there. So I still definitely use it. I would like not to do these kind of notes in 2026, so I'm really working on reducing my receipt stash as much as I can. I think it's still really good for plan with me's, but for weekly update notes, I would love to write it in my actual book to have a record of it, because I definitely have too many scrap pieces of paper everywhere. Okay, so we're gonna use, should I try to use that crappy pen that I'm trying to finish? Sure, let's try that. So we're going with week of June 2. I'm writing a bit weird because the nib of this pen, I can't write sideways like I normally do because the nib is so flat. Week of June 9. Week of June 16th. And week of Oh, I forgot to hit record on the audio. I'm so sorry. I have now switched over to proper audio. I always do that. I forget to hit record. I hit record on the camera and then I forget to hit record on the audio, which I do record separately, but week of June 30th. Okay. At least I caught that before I did the whole video. Okay, so first week, I don't write weekly updates because I do them every week. I don't need to do that. Should I write on here? Might be nicer than the table. That is next week. What would I like to do next week? I think edit another vlog. Edit vlog. Business check-in is happening next week. Probably, most likely. I think finish Sydney Market Journal because I only have a couple pages and not that much writing, so I just want to finish that. Sydney Market Journal spreads. And then I'm just trying to think if I want to write down work on zine. I think I should because I really want to make good progress on it. So I'm going to write down work on zine here. I'm just thinking about my final tasks, which is Patreon newsletter, email newsletter, Happy Mail. I think I'm shipping Happy Mail next. Do I do it for 2 weeks? I think I do it for 2 weeks. So Happy Mail is not next week. I think that's it for next week. I'm going to leave that for now. Let's move on to the week of June 9th, which is the mid-year Techo Kaigi. Just talking through how, my journals have been going and any thoughts, any changes I want to do for 2026. Edit another vlog, I guess. I'm not sure where I am with my footage, but it's just a good reminder to write it in there. And probably Dear Diary episode that week as well. And I think I will, work on zine again, of course. Work on zine. Even if I don't, it's there as a reminder so I can see it. And then let's move on to June 16th, which is Finish Sticker Club. Finish Sticker Club. I think I said work on Sticker Club and then finish it in this week, but this week is kind of busy, so I'm not sure. But that's all right. I'll just work on Sticker Club in this week. Work on. I won't do anything for the videos yet for that week because I'm not sure. I did write down as kind of an idea, like study Japanese with me, but it depends on, I guess I could. I don't know why I'm delaying. I didn't have a good reason to delay it. So you know what? I'm going to write study Japanese with me. It's a new video style I want to try. I follow this YouTuber. I can't remember her name right now. It might be Anna. But she does a study Russian with me and I thought it was a really cute idea. So I am currently studying Japanese. So I thought, why not turn that into a vlog? I didn't actually think of that at all until I saw her study Russian with me vlog. Maybe that's a journal video. I'm not sure. I'm going to leave that for now. Work on zine? Yes, always work on zine. I'm just remembering now that I've been ignoring my goals, which is to finalize a planner design. I don't know when that's going to happen because it depends when Tiffany from Fader Chronicle is free. But that means I can't overload my weeks too much so that I can, make space to work on that and work on new products. I don't know when I am going to do that. You know what? I'll do that every week as well. Chipping away at it is the way to go for me. I get too overwhelmed if I have to take on a big task in 1 week. I realize that it works better for me to kind of break it up, even though in my head I think that I would like to kind of batch it all together, but I just know I just get too overwhelmed. So that's going to be written every week. And then the last week is calendar and wallpaper. Yes, calendar and wallpaper for Patreon. Then we've got probably Finish Sticker Club. Yes. And then prep for the Happy Mail because I need to print all that out. Prep for Happy Mail. Patreon newsletter. Newsl and email. Newsl. July plan with me. And then that week looks way too busy to be working on the zine or new products. So I'm just going to leave that for now, which should give me some incentive to be working on the zine and new products in the previous weeks. Even though looking at all that now, that actually seems pretty intense. But we shall see. We will figure it out. Again, this is not in concrete. These plans are to serve us, to make us feel better and to know what to expect, not to make us more stressed, ideally. I think that's it for the last week. I'm trying to think. Prep for Happy Mail, Sticker Club. Yeah, I think that's good. So I'm going to leave that there. And then what I'm going to do now is then break it down further into a specific week. Let me bring that down so you can see. Okay, so I guess the last week is the busiest. So should we do that, or did you want to see the first week? I tend to skip this week because I like seeing the whole week together, even if it's over several months. So the first is on a Sunday. I like to put that here. So this will be the first full week of June 2nd. I guess let's do the first and the last week. Sure, let's do that. So I said I wouldn't use stickers in here, but I have started trying to just decorate it very, very slightly. I think just a little touch does make me feel a little bit happier. So edit vlog. I'm not sure when I would like to do that, but I know I said weekly updates, so I'm going to write weekly update on the Monday and journal update on the Wednesday, and then business check-in. I'm not sure when, but I put it on Thursday for now. I just moved this from month to month so that it's always there and I don't forget. Finish Sydney Market Journal spreads, work on zine. I'm going to write, I think, edit vlog here. Here, yep, week goals. This is my week goals section. So edit vlog, finish Sid Market MKT journal. I'm going to have to double check when I did say Happy Mail was. Okay, I said until June 13th. So that's not this month, but that would be, week. It'll be next week. So I will write here, ship, pack and ship Happy Mail. Yep, pack and ship Happy Mail. Okay, so I think, is that it? I did write work on zine and work on new products. I don't want to write it down because I'm nervous because it means I really have to start working on the zine next week, but I think I will feel better if I do. I really should. So I'm going to write work on zine. Stop overthinking. Just write it. Even if I make like one sentence progress, that is fine. Work on zine. Work on new products. I don't know how I can do that. Work on new products. If I don't write it down, it's not going to happen. So at least, wishful thinking here. And business check-in, I'm just going to write down here so I know it's something that needs to be done this week. So that's what next week is looking like. Likely we'll have a family thing on the weekend, but I'm going to leave that for now. But I did cover edit vlog, business check-in, Sydney Market Journal spreads, work on zine, work on new products. So I pretty much wrote down the tasks here. None of those I really have to break down, but I'm thinking that, ideally I write them down on specific days. So if I had my post-it notes handy, I would write them down. Actually, I can write them in pencil on the bottom. That seems to work fine. So I think I'm going to, the most priority is the working on the zine. So I think I'm going to edit the vlog on the Monday. Wait, I'm doing a weekly update on Mondays. I think I can still edit vlog. Yes, edit vlog. And then maybe finish vlog on the Tuesday. And then I think finish market journal will be on Thursday. Sid market journal. I think work on zine on the Tuesday since I'm not recording anything on the Tuesday. So work on zine. I like to record on the Wednesday. Well, it's kind of my only time to record right now on the Wednesday. So I might do maybe a journal with me, film journal with me. I do have to catch up on some commonplace things, so that might be what that is. That could be another backlog session, but journal with me, and that will be the video for that. that day, I think, and then maybe the vlog will come out on the Friday or the Saturday. But work on zine is on the Tuesday. What else haven't I done? Work on new products. So work on new products can be maybe on the Thursday. Work on products. It's not really new. I should stop writing new. And I think also work on zine on this day. So I'll make a start on it, but it won't be the only day this week. So I can kind of ease into it. But yes, that is better. That is much better than just writing it here, because now I've assigned it to specific days. Again, I freelance on Fridays, so I'm not actually home on Fridays. I am out of office, so that's Fridays gone. I can maybe squeeze in some work on Fridays, but I like to take it easy on Fridays, take a bath and do some reading. And again, Saturday and Sunday might be family things for now, so I'm going to leave that. I think that's pretty good. And then, like I said, let's do the last week. So week of June 30th. Okay, that overlaps. It's only the 30th, and then, wait, week of June 30th. I wrote that wrong. Week of 23rd. Why do I always do that? I always write the wrong. I think I just like looked and wrote that down. Week of June 23, not 30th. This week, not this week. Okay, week of June 23rd. That's as much Happy Mail, but that's just meant to be Happy Mail in general. So on the 23rd, I said calendar and wallpaper, which I will post on, I think I said the Saturday. Did I say Saturday? Yes. So I will write here calendar and wallpaper, and then finish sticker club. I will write down as a week goal. Finish sticker club. Prep for Happy Mail. I'll write down here as well. Prep for Happy Mail. Patreon newsletter and email newsletter. Technically, that comes out on the 30th. But if I'm good, I should work on it on the Sunday. I mean, I could get it out then. So I'm going to write it in pencil here, just in case. So Patreon newsletter. Actually, the email newsletter should come out on the 1st. Oh, I'm writing it in the wrong week as well. It should be in this week. Email newsletter, and then Patreon newsletter. Get rid of this. And then July planned with me. That's the last day of the month. So really my only filming days currently are Wednesdays or Saturdays. So either I get it out on the 3rd. No, the 2nd. The 2nd? Yes, the 2nd or the 28th. I think I will go with the 2nd. I will film it and get it out on the 2nd. Technically that's the 1st for some people. So I think that's okay. I think July plan with me. I think 28th is slightly too early, especially with monthly stats and all that. Okay, so July plan with me, email newsletter, Patreon newsletter, prep for Happy Mail is, yes, already there. Finish sticker club, calendar, and wallpaper. Yep, I thought that was a busy week, but it ended up being fairly chill. But I guess also let's write down, again, journal update. And weekly update. I think that's it. Let's be good and break it down even more. So if I want to finish sticker club on this date, I don't know what I'm filming this particular week. Did I write down? No. So I'll probably be filming on this day, probably finish sticker club on the Tuesday would be nice. So finish sticker club. And then I think prep for Happy Mail on this date, like start stocking them, prep Happy Mail. That's kind of close to how I did it this week. I finished the sticker club on the Tuesday, yep. And then I started stocking it on the Thursday. Perfect. And that worked well. I didn't tick it off, but I did do it. I haven't photographed it yet. Calendar and wallpaper I posted. Did I post that on Thursday? I think I either posted on Thursday or Friday. I need to double check. And I did apply to Mellow. Plan with me. I'm doing that today, which is the 31st. Happy Mail. I don't know what qualifies. I need to take photos of it, so not really. Patreon newsletter and email newsletter. Yes, I need to work on that tonight. So that's what this week looks like. And I had my freelancing days, so I will write that. Work day at A. I got a little ambitious with the YouTube video here, so I will move that to today. And I will get out the plan with me today. But I think that's it. Okay, so that is how I like to plan my months and my weeks. Very simple. As you can see, I'm just writing things out again and again and again, pretty much, but it's not like without any purpose. I'm writing it specifically to figure out the time and to figure out what my, because I'm quite time blind, I think is the word. Like I'm very, I ignore time, and so I tend to not procrastinate. No, I definitely do procrastinate to the point where like I don't realize how long something will take me. That's what I mean by time blind. And so if I write down, edit vlog, if I don't write it down on a specific day, I will think I have the whole week. And even by the time I get to Thursday, I'm like, oh no, I still have time, but I don't, because I don't take into account everything else that needs to get done. And so this is why I really like to rewrite things down. I've determined it's a goal for the month, so let's assign it to a specific week. And now let's assign it to a specific day so that I know I'm actually on track or not, and can keep myself on track. So yes, this is what next week is currently looking like. Again, it can be flexible with rearranging, but typically my weeks kind of involve Patreon tasks, which is, what always happens, the weekly updates. I'm editing a video or filming a video. I need to work on a project maybe. I need to, backlog some videos, backlog some journals, but that can form a video. I've got a business check-in for this particular week, and yeah, it's not too bad. It's like fairly solid in terms of just like stable work, I think. Videos and Patreon definitely take up most of my week, but yeah, the weekend is again maybe a family thing. Okay, so that is the week plan, the week by week breakdown, and then the week plan. So let's move into the more exciting part. I'm going to put that in there. Move into the more exciting part, which is the month overview, which is a little bit more personal, less of a plan. Oh, I did update some books in my reading log finally. So I'm almost up to date. This was the beginning of the month, so yeah, I've caught up to May basically. That's what I've read so far. It's so colorful. I'm like, the second spread is very, very colorful, and then we're kind of getting into like the neutral colors again. It's nice seeing this all filled up. I wasn't sure if I should put audiobooks, but then I wanted to remember what audiobooks I've read, so I think I might I was gonna symbolize it with something like a little sticker or A to say it's an audiobook, but I'll remember it's an audiobook, so I haven't put anything yet. Some are ARC copies as well, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to signify that they were ARC copies, but I haven't done anything yet. I still have not updated the ratings, but that's okay. It's all in Notion. This is just my visual representation of things that I've read, but let's go to May. Here we go. So I will complete May, and then we will do the priorities for June. My priorities were to finish my Japan journal, which I did. Should I clamp it on this side? I never know. Yes. Finished Japan journal. Yes. Moving vlog, yes. And unplanned, yes, I did. I'm so happy to finally say that I've completed it because I'm pretty sure I've written it almost every... Oh, I didn't. Maybe I was realistic. But last month I also completed my goals. And again, as you can see, it doesn't always happen, but I did complete all of my priorities for this month. Currently enjoying. What did I write down on my Notion? I wrote A Cursed Age. I loved that book. I also loved Trader Sun and When the Tides Held the Moon, 3 books that I read recently. I do have 2 of those. So A Cursed Age is a book that I loved and just had a great time reading. Trader Sun, I also had a really good time reading. I wouldn't say any of those really stand out as like top books of the year though. I just really enjoyed them. Like I still rated them very high. I think A Cursed Age I rated 5 stars and a Trader Sun. No, not a Trader Sun. I think it's just Trader Sun. Trader Sun I rated 4.5, so very, very high. But I don't know if I want to put that as... It's not on the level of like Sword of Kaigen or The Villains and Virtues. Like I loved them, but not that level. I don't know, but I feel like I still want to write down a book that I liked this month. I guess I'm just tossing up between like which one had a bigger impact on me, A Cursed Age or Trader Sun. I mean, when I think of it that way, definitely A Cursed Age. Yes, I will write it. I don't know why I'm hesitating. A Cursed Age. What did I do? Asterisk. A Cursed Age by A.M. Dunawin? I haven't actually been listening to any music lately, and I haven't really been watching any videos either. I've just been really like kind of overwhelmed. Oh, actually, I remember now. There is one song that I replayed a lot at the beginning of the month, or maybe it was the end of last month, but I'll write it anyway because it's a good memory. It's not the best song. It's just so catchy for some reason. Twilight Zone by Ariana Grande. I don't love the sound of her vocals in that because it sounds a little auto-tuned, which she doesn't need, so it's a very like aesthetic choice, but that definitely was like on repeat a lot at the beginning, not so much towards the end of the month. A song I did discover recently, very late to the game, but which is a demo track by Florence and the Machine, who I used to love, but I haven't really heard any of her new stuff. I literally just kind of discovered that a few days ago, but that is a great song, but I don't think it is being replayed enough to qualify being the song of the month. So I would just write I forgot to write Zone. Twilight Zone. Okay. And I mean, just ARC books really, and Baths and The New House, which is the same, nothing really different. So I would just leave it there. Usually the currently enjoying is just like new media or anything that kind of defines this current month. But I think that's it for now. Struggling with, what did I write? I suspect I wrote family things again. Struggling with the cold. I wrote the cold. So struggling with the cold. I do not do well with the cold. I do not handle it very well. I am very much a spring and summer baby through and through. Autumn is like the most I can really tolerate. I do love autumn and winter fashion, but I just feel very uninspired in the cold months, and I know that's not a popular opinion. I feel like a lot of creatives, like even journal creatives, just prefer the colder weather, but to me, I cannot move as much in the colder weather. I struggle so much in the cold, and I call it my hibernation season. I am very much like a just buckle down and get through the cold months because I thrive in the warmer months for sure. It doesn't mean that I don't, struggle in the hotter months as well, but I definitely prefer it over the cold. I'm literally sitting under a blanket right now. I've got a blanket on my lap at my desk, but the cold is going to be a struggle for the next few months until it warms up again. Limited filming schedule for sure. Again, I'm used to being the only one at home, but that is not the case these days, and so I have to be a little bit more what's the word? Organized around when I film and when I talk. And because I'm talking and filming pretty much all the time, that is my content, I have to just organize my days a little bit better. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, it's forcing me to be a bit more organized, but it is a struggle because I can't just record when I feel like. I do have to plan around certain days and busy weekends. And I don't mean busy in a good way, because again, this is in the struggle. There's just been a lot of obligations and family stuff recently, and I just feel like because the weekends are so packed, and some of it is like obligation, like we don't really have a choice, and that's okay. These things come up. It just means I haven't had, like my husband and I haven't really had a chance to decompress and relax and reset and recharge. So we're just kind of going through the weeks without really being able to just completely reset on the weekends. I have, a little bit more time during the week to journal and read and all that stuff, but it was taking a toll for a while. It's getting a little bit better. Overall, it still was a really, really good month, but that is, busy weekends. I think family. I'll put in brackets family, just family obligations, and then wins. I only have 4 spaces here, but I wrote 5 things. I wrote studio shelves, which is a big one. I'm going to write that. Okay, studio shelves. I was umming and ahhing about them for ages, and you will see them in an upcoming vlog, but I did buy shelves to put behind me and they look so good. I'm so happy with them. I set up a recording room because, again, with my limited filming schedule, I needed a space where I could record without being heard, and we luckily have a space that works so perfectly. So that's where I recorded my unplanned podcast episode, so it worked really well for that. I got auto approved. This is really random, but I got auto approved by a publisher on NetGalley, which is the first time I've been auto approved, and that was very exciting, which means anything they publish I can read without needing to request. And that was just like I was so excited when I got that email. But auto approved on NetGalley, and it's not every publisher, it's just one specific publisher, and it's not a big publisher, but it's still very exciting. And the next thing is I wrote back into Japanese study and back into reading Count of Monte Cristo, but I'm going to skip the Japanese one and just write back into reading Count of Monte Cristo, because I finally stuck to a consistent reading routine. My camera keeps overheating. It's so cold, I don't know why it's overheating, so I might be getting cut off now and then. I'm so sorry, but I wrote that I was back into reading this. I have a routine in the morning with my coffee, so I've been making really good progress on that, because that is a very big book, over 1,000 pages. So those are my wins. And then priorities for June. Pretty much exactly what I wrote down in the month plan, which is work on zine, FC planner design, and work on products for outsourcing. And that's pretty much it for June. Nice and easy, because I only really had 4 goals, so didn't have to think too hard about that one. Okay, next is I'm going to review my quarterly goals, which I'm not putting so much kind of emphasis on, but I did still write it. I didn't even write the 3rd one. But work on new products, which is what I wrote for June, which is the last month. So we're in the last month of Q2. One unplanned podcast episode, which I did do. So I've completed one thing for Q2. And I think I definitely didn't do that, all that. I think the planner design, work on zine. Work on zine or planner design, one of those. So I'm leaving that up in the air for Q3. That's okay. Q2, sorry. And then next month I will set some goals for Q3. I think next we go into my monthly stats before I get cut off again from my camera overheating. Okay, I have prepared this also. It's the last day of the month, so I can just write this straight in. Instagram, not a priority, so I don't really post or concentrate on it, so it tends to go down, but that's okay. we did go up by 9,372, which is a growth of 1, and I posted 1 time. YouTube is 89. Is that right? Yep, 8947. I definitely put much more effort into YouTube, which is a growth of 188. And I posted, including this video if I do get it out, so I'm going to write it down now to commit to it, 7, including this video, 7 times, which is the most. So this is good proof that I'm getting back into my YouTube routine, and that May was a good month into getting, resettled. It definitely was a struggle in February and April. March as well, but somehow I got 3 out in March. Patreon, I lost 1, I think. Yes, so I'm on 60, which is a loss of 1, which is not too bad. Still averaging around 60, so I am happy with that. And that is it for monthly stats. I think that's it for my overview planner. Do I write anything else? No, I don't think so. And then basically what I do is just review this. So I did write 5 unplanned podcast episodes this year. I don't know if I can actually achieve that, so I don't know. Digital PET tape and new washi tape is something I hopefully can work on next month. Studio tour, let's ignore that. Rubber stamp, let's ignore that. Continue Japanese studies, I want to say yes. I feel like I want to tick this off right now because I feel like I've made really good progress, but I'm going to leave it another month and a little bit longer to see how I go. But this is already, yes, definitely on track, because I can say confidently that I have learnt quite a few more words and just my understanding has improved. I'm on track for this. I think I'm at 3 or 4 books right now, so that's okay. And I said this earlier, reduce my receipt and scrap paper stash. A lot seems to be coming in still, so that needs work. And pull-ups, no, let's ignore that. Let's go into my intentions. Even though I look at this every month, I do forget, and it's just nice to review it to keep yourself on track and focused. Clean and calm house, very much on track for that. Simplify, yep. Slower nights and weekends. Weekends not so much, but that's out of my control. Slower night, it's definitely. I'm feeling very happy about that. A place for everything. Getting there. Protecting my peace and energy. You know what? Kind of. Yeah, kind of. Letting go with grace. Very much challenged this year, and yeah, making good progress with that. Not laughing off disrespect. Nope, that needs so much work. So much work still. Not allowing people to shame me. Yes and no. That's not bad. Weekly resets. Yeah, no, not really. Again, weekends, struggle. No chance for a reset. But if you have goals and intentions that you set for the year, just a good reminder to just quickly check it every month, just to see how you feel about it. Is there anything you wrote down that you forgot about? And just check if you're on the right track. And there is my mood board, which, you know what? It feels very in line with how my year is going, despite some things out of my control. There's an emphasis on self-care and rest and recharging my soul, and a lot of writing and a lot of reading and movement. And this still feels very much aligned with my goals and where I am right now. So I'm very happy with that. Okay, so that brings me to the very end of the plan with me for this month. Again, these are the two planners that I used. I like that. I'm feeling good about this. I don't know why I didn't think about it earlier, but I like that I used the month page, because I've noticed that I would plan and it would be helpful, but I don't really have a chance to look back on it. Like, I haven't been making time to look back at my month plan, and I want it a little bit like in a place that's a little bit more convenient to check. So I will see how this goes next month for June, and I will come back in July or end of June to check in with you to see how this goes. And yeah, a pretty chill plan with me, I think, this month, but I hope you were able to plan with me, figure out your goals for the month, no matter how big or small they are. Even if you got nothing done this month, that's okay. Breathe, review, reflect. Let's start again. It's a brand new month. You've got this. Thank you so much for joining me for this plan with me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.